Welcome to All Business, No Boundaries, a collection of supply chain stories by DHL Supply Chain, the North American leader in contract logistics. I'm your host, Will Haywood. This is a place for in-depth discussions on the supply chain challenges keeping you up at night. We're breaking beyond the boundaries that are limiting your supply chain. Today's episode is The First 100 Days, Navigating New Roles, 2025 Trends, and Manifest Insights. Our guest is Patrick Kelleher, Chief Executive Officer, DHL Supply Chain North America. Let's dive in. Okay, well, welcome, Patrick.
Thank you, Will.
The All Business, No Boundaries podcast.
Looking forward to this for a long time.
And welcome back to North America.
That feels good, thank you.
Yeah. So you came back into the regional role in the summer. Why don't you catch us up on where you've been over the past 10 years or so and your various adventures around the business?
Yeah, sure. I've been 32 years with DHL Supply Chain, based here in North America, minus the last 10 years. The last 10 years, I've been focused on two different assignments. One as CEO of our Williams Lee tag business in the Americas, which we sold in 2017. And subsequent to that, I've been in the role as Chief Development Officer for the Supply Chain Division globally, really looking after the growth agenda, sales, marketing, our strategic products, M&A, and commercialization of our ESG agenda.
Okay, good. And maybe if you could catch the audience up on kind of what preempted your return to North America and a lot of changes in our business over the 2024 timeframe.
Yeah, sure. And I think our business has done a really great job of planning well ahead for these kind of changes, with me stepping in as the CEO for the North America business. That follows Scott Seredin, who is retiring at the end of 2024. We've effected a very seamless transition so far with me stepping into this role July 1st. He has graciously stuck around in order to assist me in that transition, which I think has been great for our customers, especially our people, to make sure that we do this in a really stable and effective way. So for me, this has been a natural evolution in terms of my career in the roles that I've had, and I could not be more excited about being back in the North America region.
Right, good. Well, we're glad to have you back. So since July, what have you been up to?
So since July, I really have taken the time to get out and listen. I've been to over 35, almost 40 operations around the US, Puerto Rico, and Canada. Toured those operations and met with our people out on the floor. I have been conducting listening sessions in each of the marketplaces that we operate, and I've had listening sessions with a little over 100 of our facility general managers. And those sessions have really been focused on hearing from the team in our operations, what are the things that are going really well that we need to protect and preserve as we move forward towards Strategy 2030? What are those opportunities for us to be even better in support of happy customers and amazing associate experiences?
So maybe a couple examples of both things that you're pretty happy that you're seeing and other things that you really think will be focus areas in the near term.
Yeah, so for me, the time I've spent out in the operations especially has just been a fantastic affirmation that we have the very best people in the industry. And I'm seeing that every day in every one of the regions, every one of the operations that I'm going into. We absolutely have the very best people. I'm struck, like myself, by the tenure of people that we have in our operations, on the front line, in management roles, and in roles supporting, which I think really lends to the high performance that the team is able to deliver. I am really proud of the operational execution that I'm seeing and the passion that people have for our customers and their business, which I think is a great foundation to build on for growth. In terms of improvement opportunities, I think we can be even better in listening. I'm hearing great ideas from our frontline associates, from our facility leadership teams around ways in which we can be supporting them in even a better way around the programs that we have to enable operational execution around the programs that we have to recruit, retain, and develop the very best people. And we're coming away with great ideas on that. For me, that's exciting. North America is the highest performing region in DHL Supply Chain globally. DHL Supply Chain is the highest performing contract logistics provider in the world. That makes this team in North America the very best. And yet we still see opportunities where we can be better, which I think should excite us all about the future.
Right, right. And fits nicely with our continuous improvement focus, right?
Absolutely.
So you talked a little bit about North America and the supply chain division. Can you kind of paint the dimension, the size of the business, kind of how it's laid out, how North America fits, just for our maybe external audience?
Yeah, sure. So the supply chain division of DHL globally is about a $16 billion division in North America. We represent about $7 billion of that. We operate about 550 locations here in the U.S. We operate or manage about $1 billion worth of transportation activity in North America, and about 52,000 associates who are making the things that we do happen for our customers every day. And so we are a sizable business in North America. We are the largest contract logistics provider in North America by market share, 2 times the size of our nearest competitor. I view us as a steward of the industry and also leading in terms of bringing new solutions for our customers from a supply chain perspective that in many cases they couldn't otherwise do themselves.
Great, great. So throughout your career, you've interacted with customers a great deal, especially in your last role. What are you seeing on the customer side as you step into the North American region?
Been interacting with our customers, particularly on our growth agenda, for the past many, many years. And that is a big part of the role that I love now and what I loved about what I was doing before. In North America, we have a diverse set of customers, which I think is really exciting. As you know, we had our customer club event a few weeks ago, bringing many of those customers together to allow for peer interaction. I think that I'm excited about the fact that our customers are facing many of the same challenges, irregardless of the industries that they're participating in. The customers in North America especially have an appetite for experimenting with new innovation, robotics, automation, digitization, which provides a great landscape for us to be working with them on new things. I think that attitude that our customers have around a willingness for collaboration, a willingness for experimentation, makes it exciting to be working with them on the things that we do for them every day.
Yeah, did you hear anything surprising from them at Customer Club? Or beyond?
At Customer Club, I wouldn't characterize it as surprising. I think maybe I was struck by the level of enthusiasm that our customers have for the relationships that we enjoy with them and the work that they're doing with our teams, especially on the ground, to make things happen on a day-to-day basis, as well as bringing forward innovation. And I think especially struck by the appetite to continue to do that experimentation that we talked about.
Yeah, no, I got the same sense. I know you come in with a growth mindset, and I think the region is excited about that. Growth mindset could mean different things to different people, and I wondered if you could share what it means to you.
Yeah, so our business has been built on a growth mindset since I joined in 1992. The industry that we participate in continues to grow, and we have thrived in that environment, growing above and beyond what the industry has to get to the size and scale that we are today. For me, growth is really a fuel for our business on a couple different dimensions. The most important is that growth is the fuel needed to create opportunities for individuals, and those opportunities that allow people to progress their career with us means we're in a great position to recruit, retain, and develop the very best people in the industry. I think you see that when you interact with folks at DHL Supply Chain who have been here 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 years of their career, and they've been able to do all that here. Fuel provides the financial returns necessary to invest in innovation and the investments that we need to make to ensure that we are providing phenomenal operational execution. And I see it as a flywheel where if we provide amazing services for our customers, if we're investing in innovation, continuous improvement, we're providing a great place for people to work and advance their careers, that only fuels itself in terms of growth, and everybody wins. We win in the growth that we're able to deliver for the organization. Our people win in having a place where they can have a long-term career, and our customers win with amazing execution and delivery of supply chain innovation to achieve the things that they want to achieve.
Oh, that's great. Thank you for that. We're in a strategy planning cycle, and it's a little inside baseball, so we don't need to go through all of that. But one of the things that I know you've talked about are some of the megatrends that kind of inform our strategic planning process, things that are going on in the industry and with customers. Could you explain what some of those things are?
Sure, happy to. The first one I would call out for us in North America and for the business globally is global trade. Global trade's at the heart of the DHL group and the business that we have with our customers. And the landscape of global trade is changing. We don't see global trade diminishing, but the complexities around global trade are increasing. And that can be manifested in the popular topics right now around new tariffs and duties. But it is also a shift in sourcing strategies, shift in where manufacturing is happening. And those changes that are happening in the supply chain and specifically for our customers is a great opportunity for us to step in and help manage and deliver in that environment of complexity. We are, particularly with cross-border trade, which is a natural part of global trade, the best position to manage that complexity cross-border, whether it be with the infrastructure that the DHL group has from an ocean and air freight perspective, the capabilities that we bring, especially from a customs perspective, especially from a trade compliance perspective, and our ability to execute domestically around our warehousing and domestic transportation solutions really differentiates us.
Yeah, so where are customers on that? I mean, it's a very confusing environment right now. And so are they sort of paralyzed, or are they ready to move out and make decisions? They're sort of on that spectrum. Where would you kind of place the market?
I think it's a mix and maybe even a little bit of a mix by industry. We saw early movement in the early part of this year with companies who are Chinese based in China, manufacturing in China, moving their operations elsewhere around the world for manufacturing. We're seeing that especially in the EV automotive manufacturing space, where Chinese companies are coming into Mexico, especially establishing a manufacturing capability for selling product in the Americas market. We've seen the recent news around companies like Steve Madden that have announced they're shifting production to other Southeast Asia countries from China. That is a very common theme that we're hearing from our customers, either shifting manufacturing or shifting the points of sourcing product to other Southeast Asia countries, or especially to Latin America when serving the North America market. Some companies, I think, are in that paralysis of really trying to determine what the right decision is. Some, I think, waiting to see how the tariffs and duties landscape materializes. We're in a position to help all of them.
Okay, good. I know another one of your favorite trends is the changing workforce and what the new generation sort of expect from a good employer-employee relationship, as well as some of the new challenges and requirements on our industry that some of this innovation and all brings. So I wondered if you could tell us a little bit about your thoughts there.
Sure. I think on the theme of the last point in terms of new innovation, particularly around robotics, automation, in supply chain activity, digitization of processes, and so forth, that is necessitating additional or new training with our associates or recruiting new capabilities. At the front line, our associates have been so amazing at adapting new robotics and automation technologies. And I think we're seeing things in people that maybe they didn't even see in themselves in terms of their capabilities to manage those new technologies, work with those two new technologies, and help us innovate those new technologies going forward. In terms of thinking about the ever-changing workforce, how people interact with technology is at the heart of our focus in terms of operationalizing these solutions. None of them are plug and play in terms of plug it in and let it work. We've got to find how robotics and automation, digitization works and enables what our people do and how it complements the delivery of the services that we're providing. And that takes a lot of time and effort. In terms of the changing workforce as well, perhaps one of the things that has shocked me the most in my site visits early on in this role is the level of diversity that we have inside of our operations. I've been to operations in Columbus, Ohio, where we have people who speak 2, 3 different languages operating in the same building. In the Midwest of the United States, which was not something that existed 5 or 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And I think is really a wake-up call to the importance of diversity in our business, and especially the actions that we need to take to make sure that the workplace is adaptive to the various different dimensions of diversity that are working for DHL Supply Chain today. And that is something that we pay a lot of attention to.
Yeah. So how are the leadership teams matching up against that changing landscape?
Yeah, I think our leadership team presently has done a great job in terms of adapting, using different language tools in the buildings, making sure that the tools that we're putting out for operational execution are multilingual. But I think we have an even better opportunity there in terms of creating an environment where we have more diversity in our leadership and people who come from those dimensions of diversity contributing even more to the strategic agenda of what it means to have this ever-evolving workforce going into the future.
Right. Yeah, so thinking back to 1992 or 95 and what the business looked like then, and you can think about it, whether, what it physically looked like, what the workforce was like compared to now, maybe surprises or, what would you never have thought you would see?
I think either maybe surprises, maybe even a little disappointment in that. In 1992, DHL Supply Chain looked like the industry. And this industry was very well known at that time to be a white male industry, particularly from a leadership perspective. I think the industry has evolved. I think we see that at the conferences that we participate in. I think we see that across our own business in terms of the increasing level of diversity in our business. The disappointment comes in, I don't think that the contract logistics industry has kept pace with other industries in the US and around the world as it relates to creating opportunities for people of different backgrounds, for example, or other dimensions of diversity beyond the 1992 traditional white male environment.
What do you think's prevented that?
Well, I think number one is creating an environment that is attractive, where people feel like they can step in and have that sense of belonging and feel like they can contribute out of the gate. I think it's really important that the industry and our organization are meritorious in terms of recognizing high performance, rewarding high performance, giving people bigger opportunities to lead, to create new innovations and so forth in our industry. And I don't think that it's insurmountable or even has to be overly challenging, but it has to be deliberate.
Yeah, gotcha. So you mentioned conferences.
Yeah.
I want to turn the page to 2025. So we're going to come out of the gate as the presenting sponsor of Manifest, which is a newer conference in our industry. Why are we doing that? What's our history been with Manifest? I think you have kind of a prominent role in the upcoming event. Tell us what you think.
Sure. So we are, as DHL Supply Chain, a big fan of the Manifest event. I think it's such a fantastic blend of showcasing innovation that's happening in the industry now, innovation that is being tested and coming. It's a great opportunity for the interaction of providers like DHL with technology, robotics, innovation companies, and customers interacting all in the same venue. Which I think has led to great conversations around directing a path of innovation to things that matter to our customers, matter to us in terms of our ability to make them new technologies work. And I know many of the technology providers are taking those interactions away to make a roadmap for how they want to progress the things that they're thinking about to make our industry better. I'll be a keynote speaker there.
Yeah.
I believe on the first day. I will be talking about all of the megatrends that we're seeing in the industry beyond global trade, beyond increasing diversity in the workforce, and changes in the workforce to include some themes that we're seeing around robotics and automation, digitization, and a few surprises.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. How do you see the market playing out next year? I mean, we've come through kind of a bit of a choppy 2024 in the macroeconomic environment, and I think we're seeing different effects in different parts of our business. Now that the election's settled, some of these sort of question marks are off the table. What's your crystal ball say?
Yeah, I don't have a crystal ball, not an economist, but I think based on what we're seeing right now from our current customers, I think generally for the consumer manufacturers and retailers, I think the best word is cautious, not yet cautiously optimistic.
Okay.
I think generally volumes continue to be flat in that area. Pockets of success. I think there's an opportunity for organizations to differentiate themselves in this environment, but overperformance is coming from individual performance. It isn't coming from an individual, it isn't coming from a collective industry lift in performance on the consumer and retail side. However, on the auto, engineering, manufacturing, technology, life sciences space, I see those as growing marketplaces going into 2025, both for their industries and for us as a contract logistics provider, particularly around the shifts that are happening in sourcing and manufacturing. Is driving a lot of supply chain change. Demand is increasing domestically, at least, particularly on the engineering manufacturing side. The life sciences side is seeing good growth from that. I think the automotive side will see it, although we're not seeing it right now. I do think that will come back. So in the aggregate, I think it would be fair to say we're all cautiously optimistic, but I think the next couple months will tell a lot in terms of the trajectory of 2025 going forward.
Yeah. So as you think about leading this team over the next 12 months or so, what are kind of your top three goals? When we sit here next year and do this, what would you like to be able to point back to?
Well, number one is growth. We have to deliver growth. We have a phenomenal opportunity to help customers through the ever-changing landscapes of the industries they participate and the complexities that continue to emerge in supply chain. And we've got to make sure that we're playing a role in that, in delivering great value for our customers. We have to, as an enterprise, deliver growth between now and next year. The second is we have to continue to drive our agenda of belonging in the workforce and making sure that DHL Supply Chain is the very best contract logistics provider to work for in North America and around the world. And we put a lot of effort into making sure that that is the case. And then pressure on you, Will. I'd love to see a CXM score of 100. Love to see all of our customers scoring us a 10 on our regular quarterly NPS score, which is their vote of how we're doing as it relates to all things balanced around operational execution, the value that we're creating for them, and the way in which we're about delivering that value for them.
Good. Yeah, I'll look to deliver that. So, well, not bad for about 100 days under your belt. So really appreciate you coming in and talking with us and recapping it about 12 months from now.
Great. Well, I'm looking forward to doing it together, my friend.
Yes.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to rate us and subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. You can also re-listen to our entire library of episodes on our website, dhl.com/ABNB podcast. See you next time.